In January 1066 AD, King Edward the Confessor of England died without a clear heir. 3 men immediately claimed the English throne. Harold Godwinson, the powerful Earl of Wessex, was crowned king by the English nobles. Harold Hardrada, the legendary King of Norway, claimed the throne based on old Viking agreements, and William, Duke of Normandy, claimed Edward had promised him the throne years earlier. William was the great-great-great-grandson of Rollo. He was a direct descendant of Vikings, but he ruled a French duchy, spoke French, and lived as a French nobleman. He was Norman, through and through. William insisted that Harold had sworn an oath to support William's claim to the English throne. When Harold took the crown for himself, William declared him an oath-breaker and prepared for war. On September 28, 1066, William's fleet crossed the English Channel, the same waters Viking raiders had crossed for centuries. But this wasn't a raid. This was an invasion force of 7,000 men, including 2,000 to 3,000 cavalry, something Vikings had never deployed effectively. King Harold was in northern England, having just defeated Harold Hardrada's Norwegian Viking army at the Battle of Stamford Bridge. When news came that William had landed in Sussex, Harold force-marched his army 250 miles south in less than 2 weeks. On October 14, 1066, the two armies met at Senlac Hill near Hastings. The Battle of Hastings is one of the most famous battles in history, and for good reason. Harold's English army held the high ground with a shield wall, the traditional Anglo-Saxon defensive formation. William's Normans attacked uphill with cavalry, archers and infantry. The battle raged all day. The Norman cavalry repeatedly charged the shield wall, but couldn't break it. Harold's elite housecarls, heavily armoured axemen, cut down Norman knights and horses. But the Normans had tactical flexibility that pure Vikings lacked. William feigned retreat multiple times, luring sections of the English shield wall to break formation and chase, then turning and cutting them down. Norman archers fired high-arcing volleys over the shield wall, forcing the English to raise their shields and creating openings for cavalry charges. Later in the day, King Harold was killed, likely by an arrow to the face, though accounts vary. With their king dead, the English army broke and fled. William had won. On Christmas Day 1066, he was crowned King of England in Westminster Abbey. The Norman conquest transformed England forever. William replaced the entire English aristocracy with Norman nobles. French became the language of the English court for the next 300 years.